All right, welcome back. We are going over our Unit 1 review for our test that is this Friday, September 6th, 2019. So, we have, number 1, our review. Make sure your name is on it. That's very, very important to me. I don't even care about the date, but as long as your name and your class period are on there. Because, hello, some of y'all have names that are pretty common, and I might have more than one of you, and I need to know your class period in case you don't put your last name or your last names are even the same. All right, number 1. Sallie Mae Bank will charge Raphael 4.75% interest on his law school loans. Represent Raphael's interest charge as a decimal and a fraction. All right, so what we got here, we need to do our FDP. The thing we're given here, because of that percent sign, we know it's a percent. 4.75%. We need to get that into decimal and fraction form. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do that. I'm just telling you, please, 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 if you have it at home, look at your FDP triangle. All right. Number 2. Summer saved $25 on a pair of jeans that were 60% off the original price. What was the original price of the jeans before the sale? Now, this is another one of those. We've got our part, whole, and the percent. And we're reading to figure out what we've got. Now, the two things we have are $25 and 60% off. Now, if we're talking about 60% off the original price, that's what she's saving. If we're talking about 100% of the price, that's how much she's spending, and that's how much she would have spent in total. So I'm going to tell you right now, 60% probably goes with percent. If we're talking about $25, that's not the original price, that's how much she saved. Hello, hint, hint. All right, also, you don't draw lines on here, but you do need to bubble. What percent is represented by the unshaded portion? So in total here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that are shaded. We want the unshaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, okay, let's just do this. It's 5 by 6. There's 30 total. 3 times 6 is 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 out of the 30 total. You need to figure out the percent that is unshaded. There's a few ways you could solve this. You could just look at this as a percent, find it as a fraction, turn that into a percent. You could solve it as a percent proportion, cross multiply, and divide. All right, number 4. There are 50 families in Palmer that have a season pass to Hawaiian Falls. Only 70% of those members use their season passes regularly. Use the number line below to determine the number of members who use their season passes regularly. All right, this is a part, whole, percent. If you're looking at this, you need to look at what numbers do you have and what do they represent, the part, the whole, or the percent. Now, here's my belief on the number line. If it's going to help you, use it. If it's not, then I don't mind if you don't do it as long as you have your work shown. Okay, number 5. According to a survey conducted at Talon Camp, 480 of the 600 incoming 6th graders have a device for school. Express as a decimal the fraction of students surveyed that do not have a device. All right, this could be our part, whole, percent. This could also just be a fraction. So we have 480 of the 600 that do have a device. Ooh, make sure you're paying attention because Miss Coyle almost made a mistake. I was looking at those who do have. You need who do not have. So 480 do. How many don't? And you need to take that fraction of 600 and turn it into a decimal. Now, fraction to decimal, numerator divided by denominator. Jimothy has eaten 2/16 of his gallon of chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. What percentage is equivalent to the fraction of ice cream that Jimothy has eaten? All right, we're taking a fraction. We're turning it into a percent. If you can scale the denominator to 100, do that. You might have to go all the way through the triangle and divide numerator divided by denominator and then multiply by 100. Number 7. Samantha, let's make sure you can see it. Samantha and Amanda's birthday party was last weekend. The strip diagram below shows the pieces of birthday cake left over after the party. All right, we have a whole bunch of fifths of cake, and it shows 9/5 left over. Which value is equivalent to the amount of cake left over? Okay, so we have some percents, we have some decimals. Basically what you're doing here, we are given a fraction. 9/5. You need the decimal and the percent, and you're gonna have to find both. Do whatever's easiest first, but make sure that you are finding both. All right. The shaded model represents 100%. So if you have all 10 boxes shaded, that's 100%. Which model represents 55%? If you have a model that's shaded with all 10 boxes shaded, that's 100%. We want 55%. So if you're looking at these, if you have 10 boxes shaded, you have more than 55%. That's a hint. Number 9. Again, this is where I don't always agree with using the strip diagrams and things of that nature. Now, I've showed you a very, very similar problem where you can totally use a strip diagram if it helps you. If it doesn't, ignore it. So, this is our part whole percent again. Make sure you have those written to the side somewhere so that I can see you're thinking through it. We have 20, Cardi B records 20 rap songs a month. Kim had to learn 3 of her raps in 1 week. Use the number lines below to determine the percent of raps Kim learned in 1 week. Now, part over whole equals percent over 100. Think about if Cardi B's got 20 raps, Kim has already learned 3. What you've got, part, whole, percent. What is it, and where are you going to put it? You're going to write that proportion here. So this is where you should have a proportion from this information up here. And then what percent of raps does Kim still need to learn? She's learned 3. What percent is left? So make sure somewhere in here you write the percent that you find, and down here you write the percent she still needs to learn. Last but not least, Mr. Waller is on his way to SeaWorld with his family. SeaWorld is a total of 180 miles away. He drove 60 miles before taking a break. What percent of the trip has he driven? Again, part, whole, percent. When you're solving this, you've got the whole trip, you've got the part of the trip he's taken, and the percent of the trip he's driven. Figure out what's missing, and you're going to find the missing piece by cross-multiplying and dividing or setting up a strip diagram, whatever you got to do. All right. Now, here's the deal with this. You're bringing this on Thursday. You are bringing this completed on Thursday with any questions or stars or marks that you need to have so that we can go over it and fix it before your test on Friday. You will turn this in on Friday before your test. You will turn this in on Friday before your test. Please, please, please turn this in on Friday before your test. If you do not, I won't have it in order to give you a grade. Study, 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 and I know you guys are going to be great. I will see you Thursday.